she could start the tether. She could start the tether on me, right? I could go to the bedroom. I could knock up my girlfriend. We could have the kid 9 months later, and I will still be fucking tethered.
So welcome everyone to the Outplayed podcast, the weekly show where we talk all things Paragon the Overprime, entertainment, anime, any kind of shows, anything really that we want to kind of go over. This is episode number 5, I believe, right? We've been doing this for more than a month.
Dude, we're so consistent.
Wow.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Since I can't wait for episode 100.
It's like, what, 2-something years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 2 years, yeah.
I was thinking we could like maybe do like an every like 50 episodes, like anniversary, like look back on our greatest hits and like have people vote for them. That could be cool.
Yeah, Bob Marley is definitely a greatest hit for sure.
Yeah, that is true. That's definitely a good one.
You have no idea what you did, Cordy. You have no idea the
You did it.
Received.
You did it.
Bro. Wushu is the head of my scouting, and dude came up at my chat and he's like, so I heard I got a Bob Marley energy, huh? And I'm like, it's crazy, bro. It's insane. Like you don't have to do me in this way, bro. It's insane.
But before we get into the patch, so we have the mid patch, the balancing patch. Before we get into that, let's quickly go around and just introduce ourselves. We'll start with Ego this time. Switching it up.
I'm not used to going first. Hey guys, I'm Ego. I am the lead organizer for the OPL, as well as the Kalari One Trick, soon to be Best Kwong NA. I play a lot of Paragon. I talk a lot of Paragon, and I watch even more Paragon competitive. So I got invited over here with Cordy and Wolfie, the real people streamers. So yeah, that's me and what I'm kind of rolling with right now.
Hello, my name is Mike Wolfie. Partner content creator for Overprime. Stream the game Tuesday during the day, Thursday during the day, Saturday at night. Got the delivery this time. What's it called? Yeah, just a big one of the streamers of the game. And now we're doing podcasts, talk about everything Overprime most of the time. You know, we get the data life stuff and stuff, other things current. But that's it. What about you, Cordy?
So my name is Cordy. I stream 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday. We do the podcast. I do a little bit of casting with Ego and his tournaments. And then now we're, again, really close to getting that build down for the new player builds website. It's pretty close. I got all the items or the builds that I wanted for the roles that I don't normally play. But there's going to be, I think next patch is going to be some new items coming out.
Yeah.
We got a little tease.
I'm so hoping that like that one that shows a shield disintegrating is just a shield breaker item. I'll lose my mind.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 shield breaker items that it looks like.
I hope one is like a mage one and the other is like a physical oriented one. That way you know there's options.
Yeah, probably. There probably will be.
Oh, also, what do you think that wolf one is? That could
the
be
Witcher. It's the Witcher, bro.
It's the Witcher emblem. It is. Bro. You activate it, bro. Your hair just turns white, and you just.
I feel like okay. So you guys, Ego, you played Swine. You know Aussie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like an Aussie, where you get below a threshold. We'll say 30%. You get below 30% threshold, and you get like I'm pretty sure if I remember Aussie correctly, you get like a tower or like a berserker's shield. You get like a power increase and a lifesteal increase.
I mean, but emergency treatment basically does that.
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same thing.
Emergency treatment's only, I gotta remember, it's only lifesteal, right? You don't get a power buff.
Yeah. So if they added one that gives lifesteal and power though, that like emergency treatment is never getting played again.
Yeah, increase your lifesteal. But that's what I think. It feels like a berserk, like the image. It feels like a berserker kind of item.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it would kind of be cool. I was like pondering it, like what is like the wolf head made? I think it would be cool if it was like something that like what I think would be cool is if all 3 of them are shield breaker items, and the wolf one is like has something like an execute attached to it or something. Like your next ability, like if they have shield on, just breaks all their shield, but it has the like highest cooldown. I think that'd be cool. Like if they're below like 10 or 20% HP and they have shield on them, it like triggers like once every like minute and a half or whatever, and it just breaks the shield off of them. I think that would be cool.
Okay, so this is Berserker Shield now in Smite.
Mhm.
It was different before, but now below 60% health, you become Berserk for 5 seconds. While Berserk, you gain 5% damage mitigation and 20% attack speed. This effect can only occur once every 15 seconds. This was different. I think before it was like you get a power buff and maybe attack speed and life steal. I don't know. I feel like whenever you get below a threshold, you just go crazier. That's what I think about like, Berserk.
I would like that.
There was an item in Smite where like if you get a kill, you get a shield for like a certain amount of your health. It was a lifesteal item, I think. There's like every time you get a kill, it was really good on Thanatos because
Bloodforge.
Yeah. I thought maybe one of them could be that. Like, but if that's true, then maybe they're trying to do that to make anti-healing actually viable.
Dude, you said Bloodforge. I just remembered every dodgy game I've ever played in my entire life all at once. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's.
So we'll see with them.
They're coming out with 2 anti-shield items and then maybe giving one a shield, and then maybe giving another shield into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, I think it would be super sick, like, if I was right. Like, you know, like, the ego paid the devs memes are going to go off the charts. But secondly, I think it would be super cool to have something like Adele pops her shield and, like, Crunch just, like, right clicks it away because he has this item build. And you're just like, oh.
I don't know, man. That seems a little bit, like, too strong, though.
I mean, if you put it on a high cooldown, right? Like it can't be like Spirit's Fang. It can't be on like a 10-second cooldown like Spirit's Fang or whatever it is. If you have it, I think it would be fine if it was on like let's say like a 50-second to 70-second cooldown for it, and it had some like good stats attached to it, and it was just a more expensive item because it only blocks. It would only destroy one iteration. This is like me doing like hero building in my head. It would only destroy one iteration of skill. So let's say it's a Muriel, and like you're like going for the kill. They get below that certain threshold point, and then like their Fanatics pops, right? Naturally, Fanatics pops. You hit them, it breaks that shield, and then Muriel could still like put shield on them past that point because now it's on cooldown. So like I think that would be pretty cool. I also think like the items that are like shield breakers like in the game, how do you think they're gonna implement? Do you think it's gonna be like if you have this build, you do like a plus 30% or a plus like 40% to enemies who are shielded until that shield is depleted?
Because there's no actives. There's no more actives in the game. So probably like if they have a shield, you do plus 30% more damage for their shield or something.
I think that also opens up like some competitive play. And Wolfie, I know you have the most experience in like 1v1s and stuff as a solo lane player, but like in the main of like Faye before they just suplexed their wave clear for no reason in this patch. But like it could open up some cool plays of like if someone is shielded, you do more damage to them to like deplete that shield until the shield is gone. But then you could hold like a big burst ability to the back end, right? Like you throw out some vines and then see their shield is low, and Faye, you're just throwing out an ult because now it's doing more damage to the health bar and stuff. I think that would be pretty cool.
I'm interested to see like if these shield breaking items, it's going to be targeting Muriel 100%. They need to kind of so like they need to come out with more heroes that give shields then at this point because no way you made 3 items just for Muriel, right? Like there has to be something in the works of more shield characters.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that'll definitely hurt the shield characters. It'll be a big nerf to those characters.
Yeah, and honestly though, like I feel like Muriel is a character that just goes in and out of fashion so much sometimes. Like when they remove like a lot of the support items, you didn't see Muriels anywhere, and so you saw like a lot of mage supports and stuff, which was expected, right? Like naturally, but at the same time, then they add on them back in, and she's like top of the food chain, like just right back at where she was previously. So I would be okay for us to go kind of back into that state of just her being okay instead of her being like a top pick and stuff. And that actually like lends me like to kind of like bring up like that has to do with like the patch and stuff and like just the characters overall. Somebody brought up to me because we were talking tier list, right? And we said like one day we would like to like do a Outplayed tier list. And somebody was bringing up that there are separate tier lists for what the characters are like within themselves, within like competitive and like ranked and like quick plays and stuff. There's a separate tier list between that and OPL play, like completely different. Like as to where like Kwong could like be rated like S tier, like, and this is what I, like someone I was talking about is like where Kwong can be rated like S tier in like like quick plays and whatever, and like ranked if you know how to play them super well. And the OPL, he falls more into like A tier and stuff because as a team, people can count on him and stuff. So I'd like be really interested if like they do make changes with these shield items to like if her value doesn't only drop in like ranked and quick play stuff, but like if their rank also heavily drops in the OPL, or if it maintains that kind of like high A, not quite S. Because I think Cordy and Wolfie, we said last week, right, that Adele is the only character we'd really consider S tier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me at least. French is up there too, but yeah, for Adele. But we'll get it. Let's get into the well. Before we get into the patch, just kind of want to how was everyone's week? We haven't. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a week. Maybe I talked to Ego like briefly, but I've kind of been like just I haven't played any Paragon. I've been kind of just chilling, really. No Paragon, no video games. Computer has kind of been turned off for most of the part. Just working. I will say though, I've been like an Ego. I was telling Ego about it. I've been really deep into Attack on Titan right now.
Yes,
like, bro, I'm just like
good.
Dude is sauced out of his mind,
dude,
bro.
Okay, so last podcast I told you like I was maybe 15 episodes in of season 1. I'm like halfway done with season 4. Like I'm just
that's how it is.
I watched so much AOT this past
man
week.
Doesn't have a wife right now. It's insane.
I've been watching a lot, and I think that's why I probably haven't been playing any video games because it's just been like I really want to watch AOT.
I've been doing some kind of similar. I haven't been watching Attack on Titan, but I've been watching the show on Amazon Prime called From that I heard is really good, and like it's like psychological like thriller with like horror and like drama elements and stuff. And I really enjoy it right now. So like I think I was talking to Wolfie when I was like the reason I haven't been on was because I've been clearing so many hours at work trying to like finish getting like funding together, not only for like this season and the tournament on Saturday, but also like future stuff I want to work on. So like I've just been like picking my face up and just like pushing it into work and just letting it like literally saw my face away and stuff. But Cordy, back to you, Lil. Like anything else besides the AOT grind? Any like real life stuff come up recently?
So just Attack on Titan. We have been watching a few other shows. So like we watch Survivor every Friday. My wife and I watch. Survivor's been really good.
Nice.
It's really
I used to
fun.
love Survivor. Yeah.
The New Year season is like I think we're on episode 4 or 5 on Survivor. So we're watching that. Another show because she loves to watch shows. Another show that we're watching is Bodies. It's on Netflix. It's actually pretty cool. It's there's a mystery. There's a murder. Right. There's a guy like he's dead in an alley, but it's the same like guy. Everything's the same, but in different like timelines. So one's like in 1940. One's in like 2023, the other one's like in 2050 or something. So it's kind of cool. We're just getting into that to see that. And then we watched that. And then recently on Tuesday, we watched The Marvels. Have you guys?
Yeah,
It was all right. It was okay. I really didn't have high hopes going into it. Just because Marvel just like recently let me down, except for Loki. Loki was amazing.
Yeah, I heard Loki season 2 conclusion was actually sauced out of it.
It
I
was
haven't
really
seen
good.
it. I was very happy with the first one. But I've heard some very negative things from Marvels. But I mean, you know, Marvel in general has been flopping lately. So I am hoping. I know that next year they only have one movie slotted. So I'm hoping they're taking that year to kind of align themselves with the path that they want to take forward. Like right now, the big bad is supposed to be what, Kang?
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore.
They're going over
with the actor. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So recently they made an article. There's been like kind of talk around. They're moving away from the Kang Dynasty. I was going to call them Kwang or Kwong. They're moving away from the Kang Dynasty. Yeah. And they're going to go with a Doctor Doom. So Doctor Doom's going to be the main villain in the upcoming Marvel movies.
All right.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of curious how they're just going to write the stuff out. Like, no spoilers for season 2 of Loki or anything, but we're going to say like that finale just somehow like erased him. And the thing is like speaking like comic book wise, God, I'm about to show my nerd a little bit off here.
You haven't already?
Oh my God, man!
Knows everything anime, but not
all
Bob
the
Ross.
mangas.
Don't at me. Listen. I spend a lot of time alone. I still do. But so fun fact for people who don't know, Kang is a great grandson of Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is his great grandfather. And like Kang has a bunch of like really cool kind of funny stuff where he like time travels, right? He's a time traveler, right? And they've put a lot of emphasis on him being like a multiverse traveler in like the MCU, but like he's originally like a time traveler. He does travel the multiverses as well, but he's like he time travels, right? And a lot of the time, like older Kang, who's kind of like chilled out about all the conquering stuff, will travel back in time in order to troll younger Helm. So like the Avengers will be like, oh man, we can't take them. And like old man Kang will just come up and be like, yo, you guys want help? And he's like, why? And he's like, fuck that guy. Just like it's insane. But back to the root of it is like Doctor Doom being his great grandson. A lot of the times, like Kang will be doing something, and he goes like Doctor Doom will like message him and be like, bro, stop before I keep you from existing. He just like, and like one day Kang like tried to call him on his bluff and started like disappearing and stuff. And Doctor Doom, I don't remember the exact comic line, was like, in this moment I've decided to be celibate. And Kang's like, no, it's like disappearing. It's pretty great. It's actually pretty nuts.
Yeah, they're moving away from him. I really wanted to see it play out though, because Jonathan Majors, I like his.
I love him.
Yeah, he's such a great actor. But even still, like those things are still like not confirmed. It's just or something like that.
Have you seen him in Lovecraft Country?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
I've never heard of that. No,
dude, it's really good. You guys should check it out. It got canceled early, but like very American Gods energy. If you haven't,
really,
that's what my week's been. Just a lot of anime shows and the Marvels, which again is like all right. It's all right.
Me? Well, so I actually have a question for you guys because I'd love your opinion on this. I called out of work this week. I'm usually off Tuesday, Thursdays. No. I called out just for Tuesday, Thursday, but I called out Wednesday. All right, so here's my question. Let's say you're off Tuesday, Thursday, and you have sick time, and you call it on Wednesday. Are you expected to go into work on Thursday?
You told me about this and I was fuming, bro. Like, okay. What's the general guidelines on like, I'm not gonna string it together, but like profane.
Oh shit. Sorry. I lied pretty hard. That was me.
Shut up. I stopped moving when you did that, and I looked over at the camera and I thought I was lagging, but I wasn't moving. I'm literally stupid.
I think we're good.
But no, the Wolfie, seriously, dude, fuck those guys. That is insane.
Yeah, right?
That is it. Your paid time off is time within the work week that you don't have to be there. It's it is not paid time shifted that you're off this day and now you have to come
I don't know. They try to like gaslight you and like make you feel like, no, dude, like you're only supposed to be off 2 days a week. So you have to come in. You can't take an extra day. But I'm like, you're taking it from my sick time. So I should be clear. Like, that's the way you're getting back at me, right? Like, oh, he's only supposed to be off 2 days. He's taking a third day. How do we screw him over? You take from the time that I've been banking instead of...
Oh, so, yeah, because I lagged during that. So they're not paying you your paid time off?
No, they are. They are. But the issue is that I get, like, kind of messages and stuff saying, where are you? Like, today, I'm off on Thursdays. I'm scheduled off. But because I called out Wednesday, I'm getting messages, hey, where are you?
I see.
You called out yesterday. Why aren't you here today? And I'm just like, I'm scheduled off today. And part of the reason they come up with a schedule, right, is so that other people can work and make money.
I see.
Especially in my field. I'm a technician for a dealership, and I'm flat rate, which I don't know if anybody you know. I get paid for the jobs that I do. So let's say an oil change, it takes an hour, right? The car company. If I do an oil change, I get paid an hour. If I take 3 hours to do that oil change, I still only get paid 1 hour. So you get paid the time that you do, right? So like if I'm scheduled off and I don't go in, that's the chance for the other people to make the money because I'm not there to take it from them, right? It's like that's the way I see it, but I don't know. They tried gaslighting me. It was just like, I'm not coming in, dude. I'll be there Friday. It was just so.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
100%. Like if they keep fucking around, you can like sue them over that. That's like
I'm like looking for the contract and the HR. I'm like, oh, where do we? But I, like, it's not that serious yet. If it does get there, I'll give you guys an update on the podcast. But other than that, I started watching an anime on Netflix called The Blue-Eyed Samurai. Fucking fantastic.
I saw
fantastic.
I saw the trailer or whatever, and like it looks really good.
Oh, it's so good. I love the animation style. It's beautiful. Like I love the twists. I love that. Like it's like old feudal Japan, like old school style samurais. It's not just like Demon Slayer, but there's also flaming swords and water. You know, like it's really cool. I really loved it.
Yeah. We're looking for shows, and I came across. I was like, yo, I need to put that on the list.
Give it a shot. It's great. Each episode is an hour too, and there's 12 episodes. So it's not like an anime. It's more of like an actual show.
Yeah, TV show. TV show, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
With that being said, like before I get it, like not, I'm gonna replace my like what am I up to thing with this like little thing that I want to talk about because I saw it recently. So have you guys seen Demon Slayer? Have you guys like watched Demon Slayer?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay. Have you seen like parts of it? Like, you know,
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah. Okay. So right. So like, fun fact, I saw this article that I think was from the author. Like it was the author like being interviewed and stuff. And he's like, I hope that people understand that these people aren't using these powers actually. They're just visual representative effects of the sword play.
Dude, I saw the same thing.
Like,
so you mean to tell me that when Tanjiro turns his sword on fire, he doesn't think it's on fire? He's just in a stance?
Bro, literally, there are parts. So you are telling me when Zenitsu in season 1 has a Spider-Man 40 feet above him on the web, he just jumps up and cut, like no superpowers included. He just jumped up 40 feet and decapitated a spider. I literally saw, bro, I was heaving. I was like talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, no, the pig guy, he just has really good hearing. He doesn't use echolocation from his swords. Actually, he just puts them down for show and listens really hard, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't believe
that's kind of crazy.
I think he was trying to like I don't know, add like an element of realism to it that's not there.
Maybe there's like an English translation error or something. That doesn't seem right.
Oh, I hope so. That's a good cop out there. But
yeah,
that's not realistic.
I was like, that's insane, dude. There's no, okay, let's be honest here. The Tanjiro, the teenager, has fire powers. Okay, he's a firebender. We can just let it die there. But I needed to address that since anime came up earlier on. But as far as like things I've been doing,
yeah, anything exciting this past week? Do you want to go
we have the tournament Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited. I'm going to be at work listening to it. So the casting has to be on point. It has to be, and I expect it to be because you guys have never you never failed me yet. I'm gonna be at work, sitting underneath a fucking minivan, and I'm gonna be listening to watching people just get diffed. Absolutely. I can't wait,
dude. I'm so now filled with anxiety. I'm gonna like literally, like you don't see it as much. You've catched with this once, but like me, Cordy knows every tournament, dude. I'm up like 6 hours before, problem checking everything and just being in like he'll hop in and like, yo dude, man, what's up, just got up, and I'm like, I never went to sleep. I'm just filled with anxiety, bro. But no, been preparing for that. I've been in talks. Sadly, this is not the week that I can bring up indie stuff. Dude, we gotta, dude. Listen, bro. The blue balling is insane. Listen, it's gonna be on episode 6 because 6 can be divided by 2, and 2 is representative of season 2 of the OPL. It's
you sound like the author for fucking Demon Slayer, bro. The sword's on fire, dude. The sword's on fire, man. Like,
yo, the sword's on fire, dog. Like, I need you guys to chill. But we got some really exciting news for the OPL stuff. I just need to finish like sorting out some kinks and some small stuff, and then we definitely will be making the announcement on here. I'm hoping that it should be all sorted within the next like 48-ish hours. However, with the tournament also coming up, it could possibly be a little bit delayed. It's just I'm needing to get confirmation from people really far out ahead of time on stuff. That way we can be like, secure this in. I will like post about it the moment that it goes live to like let you guys know and the people within the inner circle. But some stuff that actually I can talk about. And Cordy, you were brought in on this as well. Wolfie never responds to my DM, so he doesn't know.
Checking it out.
Yeah. He's gonna look and see I never messaged, though I'm exposed. But no, we are expanding the OPL toward the off season and season 2. So basically, God, I don't know how to put this, man. I guess this is an announcement in a different way. You guys know how every podcast or every OPL match, I'm like, it's me, your boy Ego, always here for every game. I'm rocking with you now. That won't be true forever going forward. The OPL is looking for another Chair 1 caster. Someone who just does, play by play and stuff, the stuff that I basically bring to the pod, not the podcast, but to the cast. Essentially because we are expanding for season 2. We want to do more off-season games to showcase our season 2 teams for season 2 going into it, for our exhibition and for our official league matches. Everything can't be kind of scheduled around me, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm not available for a day, that shouldn't inhibit 13 other people giving hundreds of people quality content, right? So as of now, I've given Wushu a stream key. I've given him all the overpowered assets, and he has a separate stream also set up. So in events I cannot make it a day, it'll still be streamed to the OPL channel. It'll all be the same, but I just won't be there. And the goal always was to like have this be like a community thing, and it does feel like we are now like making the steps to like actually do that.
Yeah, this is like it's bigger than Ego, the OPL. It's bigger than Ego, so you're kind of taking like your name away from the OPL.
Wushu, you better not botch this, bro. I know you're in chat, dude. You're probably somewhere around here. Don't mess this up for me.
But yeah, becoming more like, I guess, not
autonomous is the word that I keep getting hit with.
I was gonna say like maybe a little bit more professional, I guess. Like more staff, more like games being played. It's not not, even though Ego is definitely the one that has built it. Not like just, it's not Ego's tourney. It's the OPL's tourney or league.
It's more of it's just more of a tourney identity instead of an Ego thing. Yeah, which is fine. Like that's the way it has to go, right?
Yeah,
like
that's the brand.
You need the consistency. You need to give people what they want, and you're not going to be here all the time to do it. Between not doing this content. If you're doing content creation this full time, I'd scream heresy, like get off your ass,
dude, right?
Give us the OPL, right? But so you got to do what you got to do until we can get bigger, and get there. And I know Wushu will do just fine. I know he's been practicing with his tourney. Like he's been hosting some competitive games. I don't know if it's
D20 league,
yeah, he's doing pretty well. So it'd be great. And when you show up and you open up your camera and you're like, "Hey guys, I'm casting this game," crowd's gonna go fucking nuts, and we're all just gonna be like, "Ego's it's gonna be fucking great,"
It is gonna suck. I know a lot of people are gonna be upset not having Ego casting, but ultimately it's for the better decision, right?
I mean, like it's also like partially that like so like I've always like I've always had like the thought process of like I'm very replaceable, right? I happened to stumble into casting because of another community member and them bringing me in, and I found that I do really enjoy it, and I will be doing it at every opportunity that I can, but in an event that it's like Sunday, we need this game to happen. And it's like, I literally can't. I have to work. I have to try to bring in money so we can have these tournaments because the funding is coming from still me or like the fundraising we do in the community and stuff. And with us trying to bump it to a tournament every single month for next season, it's A, going to be super expensive, but also B, it's going to be very much so one of those things of like, I need to kind of be able to do this. And I also like, in that same vein, have the utmost faith in Wushu to, kind of perform to the like standard that has been set for like the OPL. And overall, my biggest fear for stepping away from it, not stepping away, but for kind of giving some of the control of it off is that my biggest concern has always been I'm letting my players down because like us not being able to like I tell my players individually, I tell all my captains this, but you guys are the identity of Overpowered. I'm the guy in the casting booth, but you guys are the ones who make it happen. The fans are the ones who make it happen. And then I just set times for stuff. So like with me being put out, it's not as big of a deal, but I do want my players to always feel like they are being put at the forefront, and stuff. And I was kind of nervous initially, and I will not lie, like a little hesitant because I was like, what if me stepping, away for some games is interpreted as like I'm not as invested in the thing? But I talked to everybody, and like we all seem to be on the same page of like, okay, we're all still good, we're all still in it. Hopefully, everything in season 2, not hopefully, I know everything in season 2 is going to be great, especially with like Wushu and Dapper helping us out and maintain stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of season 2, so the tournament is on the 18th. So
yes, sir.
In like 2 more days. The big tournament. What time are we? You want to give out the time for everybody?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be starting at 11 p.m. EST, so 10 a.m. PST. So it's going to be early. It is going to be starting early. That's because we are trying to draw in all of the OPL international people, and it will be going likely until like 7 o'clock in the evening. It'll be going like most of the day. It is 5 sets, the final one being a best of 5. And we have everyone minimum. We learned from last game where we had like every match being like 2 hours. Now we have every game set being organized by like an hour and a half. So due to the standings of bad timing at Honolulu, those are the first and second seeds, which means they don't have to play in round 1. So like the first game, I think, is Microcosm versus Duality. The second game is Royalty versus the Fate Warriors. And then whoever wins from those gets bumped up to the semifinals, which the other teams have already earned through like winning so much of the regular season and stuff. And I know a lot of people are expecting, a lot of people are expecting, to like Honolulu bad timing and stuff, but it's from a combination of what I've seen and what I've heard. Everyone who's going to be participating is going to be making a run, not at just winning a game, but winning the finals. They want to just win, period. They know like about incentive stuff like team jerseys for the champions and stuff. There's of course the bounty, the pot that we've already raised and stuff. So there's a lot of like motivation and stuff to like just try to win it all. And I think it's going to make for an exciting tournament. I hope so, because you're going to be there, Cordy. You're in the seat with me, Roland, right? I did ask you, right?
Yeah.
We did confirm it. Oh my God, you didn't reply instantly, bro.
You did confirm the time, so I'm thinking like the early time. Well, we'll talk more after.
Oh no, I'm cooked.
No, you're good. But yeah, so that's gonna be on the 18th. So it's only a 1-day event. So only on Saturday, right? I'm not tripping. Yeah, Saturday. So only Saturday. So a 1-day event. We'll have the tourney. So once that's over, once the tournament's over, do you have any kind of time frame on when you want to start season 2?
We want to start season 2 with an opening tournament in probably January, which sounds like a long time, but we're also doing off-season games. We're going to be trying to do off-season exhibitions every single week leading up to that, showcasing these season 2 teams. So showcasing Wushu, showcasing some crazy separate teams that I've talked to on the side, and as well as that, there's also some more content creators. I'm not going to spoil or say anything yet.
Oh, I was about to say a name.
Oh yeah, thank you for that.
I was gonna say a name. I'll keep it.
Bro, keep it. Blue ball them. But no, we do have some awesome bigger content creators and stuff. Bringing like teams over. And as far as like individual players that I can disclose, I have actually sent out a business email to a Smite streamer who previously was prevalent in the game, who may be coming back to play in some OPL exhibitions.
I got suspicions.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So just for like stuff like bring the community back into it and whatnot. I'm trying.
So this is
so hard, man. Like,
okay. So season 2 officially starts in January, around January, right? The league.
Yeah.
So these other exhibition matches just to play, have fun. So the official start is in January. The league starts, and then after that, you're trying to do a tourney every month.
Yeah. So the goal is to have $1,000 minimum tournament every month, which is insane because initially when we started the OPL, right, we were like, the big thing we're like is at the end of the season, guys, we're going to do an $1,000 tourney. Yeah. Whoa. And then everyone's like, whoa, $1,000, let's go. And like in hindsight at this point, we've done 3 now, including the one coming up this Saturday. So I think the players and the player base need this consistency of just like competitive content always, league games every week, tournaments every month, team merch, team jerseys. Like the game has a player base who like I feel like loves it, and I feel like the game's overall in a good spot. But in order to grow, we need to have a product that it kind of feels like that we have a product in the OPL that kind of feels like, oh, this was so good, I'm going to tell my friend about it. Like my dream is like Yosef going to class or something and be like, dude, like bad timing got farmed last night. It was insane, bro. The donkey dooley went hard that set. Like that is like kind of what I feel like, we need and stuff to like expand and grow, not just the OPL, but primarily like the game, right?
Yeah. I feel like the goal would probably be like, you've made it as a tournament where like you're like a guy goes home, he gets home from work, takes his boots off, and he says, "Babe, get me a beer. OPL's live. Don't talk to me for 3 hours. Get the fuck out of here.
I'd literally not, bro. I'd cry.
And then your ego's like, I'm breaking up marriages. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
It's super entertaining, man. Like I said, I watched a lot of Smite. The competitive Smite is definitely entertaining, but it can be really boring. It's just this game. The playstyle is so much different in this game. It's a lot of action. It's quicker. So this could definitely be a really entertaining like esports.
And we'll get there. We just need the player base, and then that'll even blow it up even more. And then Ego can stop getting a real job and do this stuff full time, and then not miss every game, and it'll be good.
Also, like, so one thing I do want to add, since we are like here and stuff, guys, like this, like me, like speaking not only you guys, but like directly to the viewers and stuff. I'm not gonna say like a ton is riding on the viewership for this game, for this tournament on Saturday, but like, I don't know if you could tell your friends, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm kidding. But if you could definitely like spread it around and try to get more eyes on it. We're not going to be able to change like a whole bunch of technical stuff. We're saving that for season 2 and stuff, bring it in hard with that. But in the same vein, like having the viewership be evident and showing that this as a product is growing and that us as a community, it's something that we're backing would be huge. And, like me, like speaking personally, I would appreciated beyond literal words I could use. Like I say a lot of things from casting beyond words. I would appreciate, even if you're bringing in one person who normally doesn't watch, even if you're sharing to a Facebook timeline or just informing somebody about the game in itself and they peep into the stream, it would be like huge for me personally. I feel like we accidentally I feel like I've been talking for too long about OPL stuff. I feel
that's not good.
No, right?
Like I just rocked through there kind of on the back end stuff.
We got plenty of time for the patch notes we got to touch on. Speaking of, can we start getting into it?
Well, we can.
OPL Saturday. Hold on. I'm sorry. Cut you off. OPL Saturday. Season 2 is January. Bring your mom, your stepdog, your step couch to watch the tourney.
Couch.
Everything.
Step couch is insane, bro.
I don't give a shit. Bring everybody. I don't care. Bring the cockroach in your neighbor's front yard. We need to get the eyes on the tourney and patch notes. Cordy, you go from there.
Yeah, and Jon Snow's. I was actually going to bring this up, and Jon Snow's in chat right now. But he did a really cool thing. It was yesterday. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at it, but it was around 6:00 our time. But he was just doing like a Q&A with everybody in stream, and we got some like.
I did.
Really? I missed it.
Yeah, I gotta make a video. I'll make a video on it. But we talked about some cool things. We talked about like the possibility of having, another tower. Agora and Monolith are completed. He said that they used to do internal testing. He teased like 3 different items that are not the shield breaker items. He like showed some card art for 3 different items. I'll do like a video breakdown of it because not a lot of people were in there, but he was streaming. He put it in the partner chat.
I'll tell you, we made it if Jon Snow becomes a guest on the podcast.
Yes, Jon Snow. I've been thinking about this.
It's awesome, like that the devs like stream the game. It makes them more of like they're devs. They're not a company looking for a price tag. I mean, they are like right. They have to make margins and stuff, but like it gives you more of a personality as a company when you have the developers showing why, how, and where instead of just saying that's the way it is. Deal with it. You know what I mean? So I need to catch more Jon Snow streams, but I think he streams like when it's like 2 a.m. for me.
No, so this one he actually streamed 7 a.m. his time. It was 6 p.m. our time or my time.
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh, I missed it too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe John can say it in chat. I don't know if he's going to do it like twice a week for NA, but he put it in the part of Discord. But I'll make a video kind of going over the key things. But there's some cool things that we kind of discussed, and he was just getting our like. That's what I like seeing is I really, really enjoyed him streaming that and just doing like a Q&A with like live Q&A with us just because we can get quick inputs, and then it was pretty fun. He also diffed Blub. They did a 1v1 and Blub got diffed.
Wait, hold on. Is Blub a paid actor?
Yo, John,
he was a paid actor.
Okay. Confirm. Okay. Because I was about to be, yo, John, we're opening registration soon for season 2 team applications. Like, talk to me. We can work around your schedule. We can make it work.
Yeah. We'll make the whole tournament around you, bro.
Yeah.
We got you, bro. No, you will.
Right here.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll definitely make a video on it. We touched on like some cool topics. But yeah, new items. the maps. He teased a third map. He didn't show us. He just like kind of teased like 2 were done, Agora and Monolith, and there's another map that they're working on or is done that he hasn't teased yet. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to get like a little bit of insight that way.
Nice.
I need them to like add back those like fun modes from previous, like the Murdoch Wonderland one that was in the CBT. Like I need modes like that, like on the weekly intersection, because those are I would love something like you're a bunch of like Macos running around like a map and like you're getting hunted by Grugs or something. You just get one hit. So like you have all the mobility and stuff and Grugs is just chasing you. But the thing is like every like 10 seconds he gets slightly faster. So he's just like running you down would be insanely fun. It would be really cool.
So the second closed beta testing, there hasn't been any like for console. There hasn't been any date yet. But I really feel like, so there's also an article too. I do like a lot of different research on these. There was an article that about Netmarble where the first half of 2024 should be the global launch of Overprime. So we have our second closed beta testing. This is only going to be for PlayStation. I don't know anything regarding Xbox, but it's only for PlayStation 5. It's going to be NA and EU, so that's pretty huge. We'll get a future date, and we'll make a bigger announcement as well.
Oh yeah!
But we're getting really close to global launch. I've been saying this in chat a lot. If all we need is console, we needed a new game, a fun game mode. So
ARAM for the casuals, people learning.
Yeah, ARAM's there. We talked about Arena in the chat. Arena is a really popular game mode for Smite. You get to play like different characters, and you can try like different abilities. You die, but you come back like in like 10 seconds or 5 seconds just to keep going and like kind of get that experience that way. Or learning the characters, so that's really cool. I think with the official global launch, we're probably going to see like ARAM and maybe another game mode. We'll see.
Ooh, I'm hyped.
Yeah, I think it's going to be super cool. I did so like one thing about the like global launch coming up and the things that I expect and I hope for is that previously I had a little bit of a issue trusting some of the like development choices, like primarily when we were in the same minute, it felt like for like a year, for like it felt like so long that I pinned it was just the goat and nothing changed. But with the changes that we're receiving, with the commitment to the scheduling on like releasing patches around this time and them being consistent with it, as well as what we're getting out of it, I have come to just 100% just trust the devs on a lot of things. Nerf Adele, but just overall,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I do just generally do just trust the devs and what they're kind of cooking for the most part. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to what they bring. I've said it plenty of times. Like I'm ready for them to get done with OG Paragon, get the heroes, get them out the way, so I can just play a Soul Eve game. I want to play a Soul Eve game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the patch, man.
Patch notes time, boys. Patch notes.
Oh, okay. So overall, before we like dive deep, what do you guys think about the patch?
Go first, you got to. Okay, all right.
You got to. I did. Oof.
I have some contentions. The main ones, no nerf to demoralize. That's a sad point, right? That 55 slow, we've gone over it. Got to be less. The other one is Yin. I know the community hates her. I don't know why, other than the ult, right? Like, but everyone says, no, it's the steroid. No, it's this. No, it's that. Like, I think it's just the ult that needs a little bit of a tune. So Ego's freaking out. So I would, I guess, for the community side, not for me personally. I guess they want a Yin nerf on the ultimate. And then, like, we're going through, I'm sure we're going to go through them, but, like, I'll let you guys know which ones I have specific contentions with. But overall, I, at the very least, expected a demoralize nerf.
Yeah.
And I was a bit disappointed to not see that. Some questionable buffs, some questionable nerfs.
I will say, I know, you guys? I think, so they did this last patch. So for people that don't know, middle of the month is more of, like, balancing, item changes, and balancing and things like that, hero balancing. At the end of the month, we get a new hero, but also like last month they did a little sprinkle of like, nerfs on who are really good characters and like small little changes on that. So maybe next patch we'll get those kind of changes like the demo, Adele, Crunch, those kind of characters. But I think overall it was not a bad patch. Any balance change, I'm just kind of excited for.
What about you, Vigo?
Okay. So I agree with you. Like, I do think it was just overall like a good patch. I do 100% still believe what I said previously. And I have said every point throughout. I have been consistent in saying this. The devs, as much as I trust you, and I believe that the end product is going to be good, they don't know what to do with assassins. They just don't. Like, it's like if an assassin is good, nerf. And if an assassin is like good and the nerf doesn't work, rework. And then like if another assassin is good, nerf their items. Okay. Nerf their damage. Okay. And then we're seeing another Xena nerf. Didn't she just get broke back like 3 weeks ago? And then they came back like demons, picked them up, put him in the wheelchair, let her believe that she was fine, and then wheeled her off of the top flight of the stairs. It is insane.
Okay. Well, before we get into her, because I have a little bit of a discussion about it as well. But before we get that, let's go through skins. What do you guys think about the skins? We got the Black Ink Crunch. Looks pretty good. And then the Mandalorian Drago one looks pretty good.
Is this supposed to be Mandalorian?
No, I don't. He just looks like it to me.
We're not at the point for crossovers. We're not dead like Smite yet. Okay, we have to take off and then die like Smite. It's getting there. Yeah.
We need the cross offs. I like both the skins. They look
pretty good. I don't think these are like a. I think these are originals. Like they created. I don't think they.
Oh yeah.
Nah, the Crunch one isn't. I know that for a fact. But it was in the Fault when I played Fault.
Okay.
That's why, like, for me, the Crunch skin, I'm not too hyped about it. I saw it 2 years ago. It's not that serious for me. So as far as Crunch, they're just bringing back an OG. That's fine. I haven't tested like the visuals of the Drongo one, but I did buy it in general.
They are rare, so I don't think the rares have the visual effects. I think it's only like epic and legendaries.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah,
it's just a cosmetic recolor kind of thing.
From the appearance of it, it's a nice twist. It's like it kind of got me excited. Like maybe we'll see some more alien skins going forward. I don't know if we're into thematic skins other than holidays, like with Halloween and Christmas. But like maybe this is the Viking skin patch. Everybody gets a Viking skin or stuff like that.
It'd be really cool to do things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So some cool skins.
I hope we'll see like some crossover skins in the future. The thing is, I don't like them when they kind of taint the atmosphere of the game, but I don't think that's something that these guys are going to be like looking to do, at least in the immediate future. Like playing like Smite, which I still do from time to time, I just see Danny Phantom crossing mid. I'm just like,
it is crazy what Smite's doing, but it also it's like, yeah, that's kind of cool though, man. Playing Danny Phantom.
I like
playing Rocco's Modern Life.
Bro, I get jumped by core on rotations, and I'm like, bro, what? Like,
it is pretty wild, but
yeah. But no, overall skins are pretty good. I also would like to put out the hero items and like alerts and stuff. The just general way they have it laid out in like that short form panel, like sunny, cloudy, no new stuff, and then things that have just been adjusted and or changed. And there's a lot of changes that I think personally are kind of saucy for this patch.
Yes, yeah, we'll get to the items for sure. But going over the cloudy section, so the cloudy is going to be all nerfs. So we have Phase, Grugs, Xena, Faye, and Twin Blast. So going over Phase first. So the synchronizer, the right click, the attachment, it was 25 seconds. Now it's only 10 seconds. 25 seconds was a really long time.
Yeah.
Just to be linked on somebody. It was kind of insane.
Yeah. Honestly, like, it's a nerf, but for me, I don't think it matters as much. Like, who was maintaining that link for 25 seconds?
That is true.
Who was holding it for that long?
People in the soul lane, I've been dealing with it forever.
It is a pain at level 1.
I see Phase, I shit myself, dude. I can't. She's gonna tether me, and I swear, she could start the tether. She could start the tether. She could start the tether on me, right? I could go to the bedroom. I could knock up my girlfriend. We could have the kid 9 months later, and I will still be fucking tethered. I will still be fucking tethered because FaZe is just nonstop on me with the whole keep the space. Oh, you're pushing up. I'm pressing S key, but I'm still tethered to you. And meanwhile, I'm like, my girlfriend's in the 3rd trimester. I don't want to deal with that, dude. Listen, I appreciate it. It's also like she now can only get what, like 1 Q off, or like 1.5 maybe, or like maybe 2 at the end of the game with all the cooldown.
She can get a full ability. But the thing too is like it lowered the cooldown, but also she gets it up faster again. rather
Yeah.
than.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
small little
I-
change. Phase in general is just kind of a maybe just like a pub stomper. Nothing too crazy about Phase.
I agree. The new friends that we were talking about earlier in the podcast, like the
Mhm.
ones I was like, oh yeah, they're new to the game and stuff. Like they're level 10. They think Phage is the GOAT.
Yeah,
Like they're like, how do you counterplay this? And I'm like, move away.
Yeah.
It's one of those things to where like you know that you've gotten your reps in on the game when you see a phase and you like your odds.
Mhm.
You know, and so overall, I think Faye will just still be like what she
Yeah.
always has been, and she'll be like a cool, quick play character that people can have a lot of fun.
So yeah, a character that you mentioned, Xena, dude. They
God,
so
Wild.
there's a lot of nerfs. I think overall, though, I feel like she still is viable. She's still the better of the assassins. But
yeah.
Yeah.
The better the assassins, because the rest of them
The
are
rest are pretty bad.
terrible. The rest of them are just bad. It's like, and the thing is like, okay, so Xena, like my problem with it is that like Xena was very far and beyond every other assassin, because every other assassin was dog water. And I was okay with the first round of nerfs to like bring them in line with like kind of what they should be comparatively to like carries, comparatively to like mages, comparative to like tanks, right? And it like felt like it was bringing her more in line, and I was all about it. I thought it was fine, and I thought like the changes were like very much so warranted. But I thought she was fine after that round of nerfs. I would have liked the other assassins being brought up, because usually anytime there's a positive or like just change to an assassin, it's rarely, with the exception of the Countess, changes, but that's only because they were like, this character's been picked 4 times in 7 months and it's the same dude and we know that he hates himself.
That's
but
right.
like exactly, it's Wolfie. But like the character, the archetype is so just bad feeling right now. Like you never see Shimbis, you never see Countesses. If you see a Kalari, it's me, and watch your jungle camps.
But that's
you saw Xena's.
But that's like the bad thing about like balancing, because when we do see those characters, right? When Kalari was buffed a lot and she was actually pretty good in the casual sense, people complain like Countess is OP. Why is she doing so much damage? That's what they're meant to do. But in the casual setting, they just get destroyed by it. They think it's OP, so there's a lot of cry and outrage. But you never see those guys in the competitive setting. You never see those assassins in the competitive. So it's really hard to balance it. But the assassins should be able to do that. They should be able to go in, blow you up, and get out. That's kind of their style, right? That's what they're meant to do.
That's their job.
Yeah.
Like Grux in a team fight can stun CC, he can pull you out, he can displace you, he can, frontline for his team, he can peel for his carry so they can translate more damage across. Sevarog is just an overall orchestrator onto the back line. Kwang is going to be able to solo somebody down, but then also still be able to box afterwards with reasonable mobility. Your job as an assassin is to kill people. You don't increase your team's team fight odds in the fight by boxing. You increase their odds because now it is a 4v5. That is what we do. That is how we contribute to our team fights, and that's how we bring objective pressure, especially with the cooldowns that are latently connected to these characters. But it feels like every single time an assassin is doing well in the game, don't get me wrong, they do need to be brought into line, because like time to kill, if it's too short, is toxic, but also is unwarrantedly unbalanced. But like this Xena change, it's like they like punched her in the face, and it's not even like she got up, she opened her eyes, and now they're like stomping on her stomach and stuff. It's insane, man. Like I just wish that assassins were in a spot, and I will say, I'm biased, I'm an assassin man. I just wish the assassins were in a spot where I could pick them and feel like I am like picking a character who's overall going to contribute to the team, and like in a ranked setting, for example.
Yeah. And like Smite does a really good job with their assassins. Like you have, with Smite, you have like 2 different types of an assassin. You have like an auto attack assassin, you have an ability based assassin. But but mainly the job is like going in, popping all your abilities and getting out. So like a really good example would be Loki. Loki goes in, he ults in, uses abilities, and then he tries to get out. Either he hunts to zero you there, or he tries to kill you while trading lives. But ideally, he's going in, popping everything, and then getting out. And that's kind of just the style. And in Smite, you're kind of just used to that kind of play style. In this game, because it is early in the stages of a MOBA, people don't really understand that concept of like, oh, that's how they actually should be. They should be able to go in, almost 100 to 0 or like 80% of you or something like that, and then try to get out or like try to sacrifice their life for a main target, a main caster, or a main ranger.
Also with that like being said, like one thing I would also like to add like onto that is that all the assassins are centric around their ult. Countess isn't 100 to 0 you without that ult. Kalari isn't doing it. Their job is to come into you, drop, like you said, Cordy, all those abilities, including the ult, and they can't do that again to somebody for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, and you are going to be up before they even have the opportunity to do that again. Oh man, don't get me wrong, I've just adapted and now I'm playing Kwang jungle like a
let's go.
Yeah, warriors and tanks have been just really good for the longest time in the jungle.
God, yeah.
I have a question. Did we need a nerf on Faye?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So the next person up actually is a warrior. Is going to be Grux. So it decreased his overall damage. His right click got decreased. His stun got decreased, and then the ultimate power got decreased. Overall, good damage decrease. I still think he is a really good character.
Yeah, it's the CC that makes him good. It's not the damage. So now they just brought him in line to be a CC guy.
Yeah,
he's a little bit more risky as far as steel goes.
Actual
Steel
warrior.
CC god. So he's a little bit more risky. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, that was a good change, I think, there for Grux.
I would like to say that I would like to say in the dev comments they nerfed him and then they're like TLDR, too much assassin got nerfed, more warrior, just too much burst damage got nerfed. It's done. They just I do find that after the conversation we just had really funny that is in the dev comments. It's like he was basically an assassin.
Yeah.
You cannot have that.
He's
now a warrior. And I think he is in a good spot now as well, Cordy. Like, I don't have as much input on that because I'm not a Grux player, but I don't know. The ones I've seen recently, I make jokes. I'm like, you haven't read the patch notes. And, the damage trading into him is significantly easier than what it was.
But that's how he should be, though, right? He's a warrior. Yeah. He's designed to be doing a little bit of damage, but also being a little bit tanky. You're not supposed to, 100 to 0 somebody.
I think considering the state of other warriors like Crunch and Kwang, I think they could have maybe given him a little bit more HP or a little bit more scaling on his natural armor stuff if you are going to take away this much damage so he can brawl longer. But I mean, I also would like to say I think it's too early to say for sure. We got to let this patch cook for a little bit longer. It's been a couple days.
Also, the thing too, man, on a lot of these characters, whenever we get passives, the meta will change again, right? These characters are gonna either get a really good buff or something. So it's gonna break the balancing again whenever we get these passives. But so next up we got Faye. Like Wolfie said, why did she get nerfed? I don't know, man.
She was in a good place. She was in a good place. She was fine.
Yeah, she was actually being played. They nerfed her right click, so the right click was mainly just clearing. It wasn't insane damage on her combo. It was just there for the clear. But they nerfed her clear damage, essentially.
Maybe the support phase running amok? That's the only thing I can think of. I'm not seeing phase in the solo, so maybe it's the support phase?
She was stealing CS too easily.
Her clear was super good.
It was, and I do understand she's still going to be able to scale back to that same place if you build the power on her, because they bumped her coefficient by 25?
Yeah.
They did give it a really solid bump up to help consolidate that power more from the early game to the later mid and late game and stuff. So she's still very much going to be able to contribute and be potent. But I saw this change and I was in a chat with my friend Be Better Pure, and I look up and I was like, why? What phase was playing against Ranger and dropped a 20 piece? This was just one that felt a little unnecessary to me.
And then so the final nerf, it surprised me is the Twin Blast. So they nerfed Twin Blast's Q skill, the grenade launchers, and they nerfed his ultimate to scale it down a little bit. I really didn't feel like he needed a nerf. There's other heroes that I think are better in that role than Twin Blast. So I don't know if this was on a casual sense, he was winning a lot. I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him in OPL, right? We're not seeing him there.
I think competitively, he's if not the worst, he's one of the two.
Yeah, we definitely see a lot more Murdoch's Yin now for sure.
Yeah.
Sparrow's
Murdoch
good.
and Sparrow's back.
Drongo.
Drongo. Yeah, like that's 4 carries 99% of the time I take over TB.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day. And it falls for me in the same category as like the Fae one of like, sure, but why? Like what happened?
Yeah, I
but
agree.
it wasn't the Q skill, and for me the Q skill, like I'm never really leveling it up. I'll get it at level 1 and then I'm done with it. But yeah, that's kind of it.
All right.
And then now we're getting to the buffs. So first one, kind of a little rework or reverts. I knew this was gonna happen because like that her ultimate was tough. So Aurora getting a buff to where the radius now is bigger on the ultimate. So 550 now is 750.
Wolf, you did the solo most, man. What do you think about this one, dude?
Every time, I think I was streaming today, or no, maybe it was yesterday. Ego popped in. He said, if God forbid a patch note comes out and Aurora doesn't have her name in that patch note, Satan will spawn out of the ground. I'm telling you, you don't need, like, we didn't need it. We were fine. We were good. But I mean, I guess because she did get hit, she got hit, and people, those Aurora people, they felt bad for what they did. Did they revert it completely where it's back to the original, or is it like a little bit better?
Is it? I don't know. It's completely.
I actually think they increased it by another 50 because I think previously, originally it got taken from 700 to 550, and I think they bumped it up
they
to
increased
a full.
The radius?
Yeah, I think they increased Glacier Explosion area. I think originally it was 700, and I think it got bounced up to 750 now.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. Every time, like, I feel like Aurora's a lost cause. Her job is to get in there, ring somebody with her E, I believe, and then press Q, and then press her ult. That's about it, right?
I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the previous patches. It was before it was 875.
It was 875.
Yeah.
Okay,
So now it's
I
like
was thinking
750.
it was like 675.
All right, so then it's not a complete revert. Then hopefully she's in a better spot for all you Aurora people that got upset about it. But I don't know. I'm proven wrong because I know in the OPL, like Aurora is a threat.
Oh yeah.
In quick play, she never is. She never is. And like the reason she's a threat is because the team knows how to capitalize on what Aurora's doing, which that's like I guess that's what makes her a threat is the fact that she has a team behind her. But like in general, she's terrible to lane against. She jumps away the second you get within, like, she can smell your cologne on your body. She's gone. She backflips away. She ice pulls away. It's not a fun fight. And it's just like here you are, especially like people. When I play Kwang, I'm there to kill you. I'm not there to get CS and leave. I'm there to kill you. When I dump everything and then you just backflip away from me, it tilts me. So me personally, I am biased. I do not like Aurora. So
and then that ice statue that she backflipped off of also.
And then there's like that weird cheese mechanic where they freeze the lane. Like somebody did it to me today.
Yeah.
He spent the first 3 minutes locking the wave behind his ice wall. They got to my tower. I killed the wave at the tower, and then I killed him. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Play the game like a normal person. Be a human being, not a cockroach.
Hit me with the big stick. Hit me with the ice stick.
Dude, I like show some boxing. Get in my face. You're a tank. Let's scrap it out. Let's handle this. I could go on forever.
My thing on Aurora is that, like, so contrary, Cordy, contrary to what Wolfie put in, Aurora was one of my first mains in this iteration. Just because I like impact ults. Like, that's kind of my whole repertoire of what I enjoy playing is I like impact ults. And like, you said, and like you've seen personally, Cordy, I kind of want your take on this. This character now call me crazy, it kind of feels like maybe they've been watching some of these competitive games and are kind of balancing her around specifically just that ult because it's so good. It's so good, specifically in this constructed format of like esports competitive, like 5v5 like OPL play, basically.
Yeah, because you would see like a blank big AoE ults.
Yeah. It's like blink, big AUL. We've seen them make changes to it, like, the window, if you're trying to get in and off the blink, it's now smaller to be able to do that. It's like, okay, that's like a general stroke thing. And then we saw like changes to karmas and stuff. And it's like, okay, now we're seeing changes to her ult again around it. So it definitely feels like they understand, like what Wolfie said, is that what this character is you go in, you ult, you get some damage across, but also the space control on this character, if you're not, and I think that's another facet of it that we, don't talk about as much. Another facet of the fact is that space control on this character is super good if you know how to utilize it, right? Your backline's playing the space while Steel's on the engage. Well, guess what? Steel just engaged into a 1v5 because you're blocked off.
Yeah.
Oh, no more. I think overall she's a really good character if your team has the communication, if the person playing her can communicate what they're doing for it. But we saw in the last OPL game, then Icewall killed a teammate. So how it happens.
But this is the thing too, is like the radius that they had before, it was pretty small. I just from like playing against it, I've noticed like a lot of people have been missing their freezes a lot. You can also put ping into factor as well, because some people, we don't have the best of pings in the game, so some people are playing in like, I don't know, 100 ping-ish, so that slight delay could factor into missing your ultimate completely. But yeah, I think actually I do like this change. I like it that she's back and actually has, because I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Aurora since that nerf.
All right,
but yeah, so that got the ultimate radius got buffed, and then we have the E skill, the clone getting a decrease in cooldown, so having a little bit more. That's right. Am I right? That's the clone.
Yeah.
Which one's
more
the
backflips?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So decreasing that cooldown so she can escape a little bit more, and then.
All right. Who's next on the chopping block that I get to rip into?
the next buff is more of a quality of life. It's gonna be Narbash. So
it should have always been this way.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I didn't realize that was a thing, but whenever he would use his anthem skill, inspiration anthem skill, it would be disrupted by an attack that applies a debuff. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so like twin blast grenades, the slow would turn it off.
That's kind of interesting.
Any debuff you can think of, whether it was like a mini slow, obviously a stun makes sense, but like a mini slow, it would just screw you.
Yeah.
Like a hard CC was never there for that.
Hard CC makes sense, but a slow, that's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, he's not supposed to heal you through team fights. He's supposed to heal you after them. Now he can kind of do that as long as he doesn't get focused, which that'll be a skill issue as we see.
So a little quality of life for Narbash.
Yeah, nice. Man, just a little something here. All right, is the next one the one I think it is?
Next one's Murdoch.
It is.
Next one's Murdoch.
You stanky oh my god.
Wait, you don't like this change?
Bro, I hate this. I hate it, bro.
It's not so the ugly thing about Murdoch is the grenade launchers, because we see like a lot of the grenade launcher builds, the Necrons and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that style of play. I don't like long range uncontested abilities. It's kind of stupid. But like this kind of makes it better. His kit, but like his own kit, like a really good escape, really good distance, because he doesn't have an escape. He has to knock somebody out. So increasing that radius, and then the Q skill, just giving a little bit more range on that Q, the lock on.
Yeah, I don't think. Okay, so hot take. Sue me. I don't think somebody who late game is going to be able to crit you for 5 billion every 2.1 seconds should have an auto lock ability to make his laning phase easier. Like the thing we saw this in the recent changes. We saw this in the recent changes of the early game was made a little bit harder for carries across the board because it should be. You are a character who scales. You are a character who's going to be able to do all the objective damage. You're a character who's going to be able to do all the tower damage. You're a character who's going to be able to melt through health bars. You have nullification that you have just inherently built into your kit. And as such, it just feels like you are going to be at such a place to where the payoff is evidently worth what you're dedicating into an early game. But in the same time, now I already disliked the ability. Revenant gets a pass because he has to lock you down or create space so it only hits you.
Yeah.
The fact that Murdoch it can just target check as is annoying because there's no skill expression in it. It's free damage that you're going to be able to get off. And it feels so campy. And the fact that you have all that, so you made his laning phase easier. His laning phase already wasn't super difficult. His scaling, sure, comparably to other carries, isn't the best, but he's still a carry. And now on top of that, you made his self-peel better. Oh my goodness. I just don't, Murdoch is my Aurora for Wolfie. I just hate the character.
So to counter to kind of counter your argument there. So he is like we just listed all the good ADCs in the game, the good Rangers. He is definitely on the lowest poll on that. And when he was picked up, it was mainly for that grenade launcher. So he is lower on the ADC poll. And the second thing is I forgot.
Okay, so to answer that though, like while you remember it, do these changes move him up on that poll at all?
No, I think Yin Sparrow is still really good, and Sparrow got a buff that we'll go over.
Yeah, so it doesn't adjust his overall ranking. It just makes his laning phase easier. Where he's getting is the exact same. It just makes it harder on people like gank and apply pressure on him, sure, but that is a carry issue that all carries kind of have to deal with normally by disengaging. The fact that he has a knock you off and be halfway down the lane, as an assassin, as a warrior, as even a support, if I'm looking to apply aggro onto this character, I can only do it one time, especially if I'm looking to close into melee before that cooldown comes back up. And the fact that now he just can hit you with that get off me, the range for that has been extended. In team fights already, he's already able to peel for himself. It's not something that I think like is going to shake up the meta or like break the game or anything. It's just kind of a roll my eyes moment.
That was my second thing. So the knockback, it's good. It creates space, but also Twin Blast has an escape. Yin has a better escape. She can get out a lot better. So it still makes it harder for that assassin to jump on that character. They just made his better than what it was before. So I don't think it's like those other characters still like Sparrow. She has a steroid to get movement speed, not a really like instant escape. You can still kind of chase her down. But like Twin Blast has that leap who got increased a while back, and the Yin escape is really good. So I don't think
my problem with it is that like the ones you just listed off are disengages. Like those are disengages. Murdoch's is a displacement that he can then use to disengage. So like all those characters are also normally like bringing blink and stuff and all these other things, but like that move most of the time is being used to like get away from Murdoch, yes, like and it does translate to basically doing the same thing that those others do, but it also knocks you out of the position that you use an ability to put yourself in. Like by comparison, if I'm playing Kwang Jungle and I close the distance to you and then you like Yin under tower, I can still try to chase you down and apply pressure possibly underneath that tower stuff. But if you're a Murdoch and I like try to push power on you, you can displace me into a position where maybe your jungler is going to more easily be able to get a gank on me, or your support can apply pressure on me and poke before I retreat and stuff. It's not game breaking by it at all, but it just his knockback already it's like so annoying, and I don't know what
it is annoying. It really is
on
annoying.
it. I don't know what the cooldown is, but it feels so short.
The issue with it is that it knocks you out of your animations, like, no matter what you're doing. Your Colario thing, shotgun.
Oh my god!
Like your what's it called?
That's a bigger factor. But that has something to do with
your steel out shotgun.
But that has something to do with. Has something to do with like distance.
For him. I'm okay with that being okay with Murdoch. Like if he wants to be the guy that stops an assassin from doing their ultimate, I'm okay with that. That could be a part of his niche thing, right? If you increase his knockback, I mean, from what I could tell, it's nothing substantial, like we said, game breaking. But you stop here because he is like 2 more buffs of knockback from going back into solo and uncontested. Because that was the biggest issue with him when he first came out, right? Is he could go wherever he want, and anytime somebody gank him, he could knock them back into 6 weeks into the past because they're just screwed. So definitely stop here. I think that's a good point. And I don't know, as far like the missiles and stuff, I'm okay with it because he's a beginner. He's a beginner ADC, right? Like I'm okay with like you buffing a character to make them a little bit more ease of use. But like we should stop here. Do not take it further because I don't want to be getting wraith sniped by missiles. Yeah,
he's definitely like the average Murdoch, right? Not like the annoying like grenade launcher Murdoch, but like a standard. This is how the ADC should be played. He's like just kind of on the average for the ADCs.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm it's good. Sure, it's okay for now. Yeah. Don't touch them anymore, please, because like you nerfed ADCs to bring them in line, and I know a lot of the ADC mains are a little upset because of how they got hit, but like don't buff them back to where they were.
You ADC mains know what you did.
Like you guys are good. We finally caught a break. And we're doing good. The games, I honestly thought that if they just balanced Yin and Demoralized, this game would be probably one of the most balanced things it could possibly be.
Yin's fine. Doesn't need to be a change.
So,
I'll tell you, after the hero balance, we'll go through and like kind of talk about who we think should have gotten buffed or nerfed.
Fair enough.
So,
What's the next one?
Next one, spicy.
Can I bring in this one, please? Can I
Sure,
please bring in this guy? Is the tumor back? Is the shrivelly raisin meta again? These are a lot of buffs, Cordy. These are a lot of buffs, man. Increase to the base turn to health, increase to the like gross and the coefficient of it, decreasing the range, sure, but also reducing the mana cost, increasing the coefficient by almost 0.1. By increasing it by 0.09 is huge, but decreasing the duration, sure, a little bit. Cordy, is now the time. Do Iggy mains rise up?
Do I have to come up with a new build for him?
I feel.
Cordy,
so I was actually playing some today, and so the Q skill is nice. I still think in mid it's still pretty ass. It's still gonna die pretty quickly. I think in solo it's gonna be a little bit more impactful for the melees. So that's like that's a really bad thing for the solo lane. I have been going more. I've been playing him and it feels fun. He feels good because of other items that I've been building him with that recently got buffed this patch. Not this
on hit Iggy.
Yeah, not like his steroid got buffed, which is awesome. So like his kit in general, I wouldn't be playing him if these other items weren't buffed. And we'll get some more, but I think in solo lane he's gonna be a pain in the ass again just because the turns are tougher to hit now. So that sucks, man.
Wolfie is going through the stages of grief, bro. He's trying to make deals right now. He's like, it was only how many gifted subs can I get? I saw these buffs in my bed. I looked up at them and I literally was like, somebody check on Wolfie, bro. Iggy is back in the solo lane.
I'm praying it's just a skill issue. I really hope it's just because I'm bad at the game and not because there's just because it's actually impossible to do, right? Like there's got to be a build or like an item I'm not building in the right way, in the right order to handle that, because oh man,
that's the problem with like buffing his turns. It just more health on the like base stat, and then whenever you level up, you're gonna get more health on top of it. So it's just like it makes it like a pain in the ass, man, for melees to deal with.
Yeah, and it's also the increased health that they also buffed it on leveling it up. Yeah. So it's just so much. Okay, I'll run this. Let's keep it $1, 100 pennies, approximately 10 dimes. Character's still garbage.
Yeah, he's still bad.
You're still a walking gold buff, guys. I it is an Outplay podcast. I don't want to like feed you any fake news here. Character is still bad, but I do think definitely he is a little bit easier to play now. And he's a little bit closer to what he was on release, which was absolutely AIDS. But, I do think that skill-wise, he is going to be an impossible person to bring into the mid lane just because mid lane has too many ways that it can easily have pressure applied to it. And that mages, just for the most part, can outclass Iggy.
So, before we get into the items, so I have been playing Iggy. I think I played like 5 games today as Iggy. All positive, by the way. I think one game we had like 2 brand new players. I don't know.
It sounds like you need me in there. I got you.
But for me, it was more of the E skill and the other items that got buffed. So I've been running like an auto attack Iggy. So Margot Stone is in there. The Embodiment of Vengeance and the Dakima Energy Reflex got buffed.
Yeah,
so like having all that mana with Margot Stone, like you really don't feel that big impact of losing a lot of mana. And with his steroid or his passive to do like 20% overall damage and like ticking for 2 seconds, so every auto attack it's ticking. I was kind of going that build and it felt pretty fun. It felt usable. Going like a turret build or anything like that didn't really feel that great. I still think his turns are kind of whack in mid lane. Solo lane, he'll probably be like a bully though, for sure.
Yeah. It is what it is. Iggy playable again. I said last week keep the character in the trash, but I'm happy he's now recyclable though.
We just gotta see. We'll visit Wolfie next week and see how badly he's getting these Iggies in the solo lane.
I'm hoping I've learned. I'm hoping my skill has gotten better, but we'll see. It depends. I haven't changed anywhere in the rank side of things, but hopefully my laning is better. Next buff I want to talk about.
Yeah. I go for it.
Very careful. It's a nice. It's a weird change. Again, something we don't need to do.
Mm-mm.
I don't know why you did it. Don't do any more because then he's gonna get the Iggy treatment where he gets nerfed and he's just gonna never be playable again. Be very careful how you touch on my Sevarog, dude. Be very careful how you touch on him. Do not like the fact that his healing stack, it went from 3 soul. He used to get 3 health per 1 stack, right? So every stack, 3 health increased to his maximum health. Now it's 4.2. Cool, I guess you're making it easier for him in the soul lane. That's totally fine. But like some of the best junglers in the game are Kwang, Sev, and Grux. Well, maybe not Grux now. Very careful. Do not touch Sev. And I literally said when I saw the patch, I was like, the only buff Sev really needs is just more skins. He doesn't need his adjustment's fine. But now you're touching his stacks and his health. Be very careful. Please don't buff him to the point where he gets the Iggy treatment.
Yeah.
Okay, he's good. Don't touch Sev, please.
I don't understand. I don't understand this buff. And like in the dev comments, adjusted the max health increase per soul stack to allow Sevarog to contribute more in the late game team fights. Was there ever an issue where late game team fight Sevarog was not impactful?
Yeah, I've never, before this point, seen a Sevarog in like 25 minutes and been like, yeah, that's not an issue at all. Is
that like a casual issue? Like, is that where they're getting this buff from? Is the casuals?
Yeah, I think that like people in casuals aren't stacking as well, and you know, it's the same as what like Xena catching another nerf, Assassins being forced to be bad. All of their stuff is based off of quick play, like that's what it's all based out of. These are a bunch of like quick play events, like adjustments and stuff. So as to where Wolfie is ending his game with like 180 to 240 stacks. Jimmy, who just got home from middle school and likes the bit spoopy man, is getting 56.
I love Sevarog. No, listen, hold on. Before, I think the patch was targeted towards you, Ego. I have the rod. He played Sevarog today, and he was tanky, and I was Mako, right? Keeping the Sevarog alive. And I'm not gonna lie, in the team fights, he was not dying, and we were killing people, but it was taking a long time because Sevarog doesn't kill people fast, right? So the entire time, Ego is crying that he's not deleting somebody in one ability. My let's just turn on. Killing somebody in one ability, but here I am, and he's not taking any damage. And I said to him, I was trying to get him on the train. I was like, look at them. Look at all the ults they dropped on you. You're not half health. Laugh in their face while they try to dump everything to kill you. And you just do it. And he didn't get the fix like I always get.
Yeah.
But
different mentality.
It must have been targeted towards you.
He wants to blow somebody up.
Dude, listen, I contribute to I'm a blue player in this game called Magic the Gathering, and it taught me that in all games there's a limited amount of fun, and all that fun belongs to me. So I need you to go sit in base. Like when I'm playing Sevarog, I'm just like, what am I doing? Like I'm rooting people. I knocked them towards you. You didn't kill them, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm looking at it, dude. I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, if it was me back there, that'd be a corpse. You'd be diffed. And I'm just like taking damage, and like Wolfie's like, doesn't it feel good? And I was like, dude, this is the worst experience of my life.
No, dude, he's full on sprinting at 4 people, and they're not doing anything to him because I'm helping keep him alive. And then he's like, they're not dead. This sucks. Like I'm doing nothing. I was like, look at what they're doing. They're the whole team fight shifted from Prime Spirit to dual lane because they're running from you. Like it's. Oh man, I tried to get him on the train, but
so hard.
I need to 0 to 100 people with one ability. Oh man,
I use 7 abilities. You know how assassins are right now. Okay, so like leave that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't really understand the buff, but I think he was perfectly fine where he's at. So I don't know.
Yeah. So this is said in jest. This is said in jest. I had multiple people come to me today and said, "This is the OPL patch because they're giving Conte his buffs." It's insane. It's insane. Like I don't know if they're communicating. Yeah, I had 4 different people come to me and was like, "So how much did Honolulu pay to make this happen?" And I was like, I looked at the patch and I'm like, I mean, that is pretty nutty that all of that team's mains caught a buff. Like, it's pretty crazy. Guys, I promise you, there is no ego gate. Ego gate does not exist. Right hand, that's my left hand. Right hand.
And Sparrow too? Oh, shit.
Yeah, Sparrow, only Aurora, and Sevarog all got buffed. And I'm like, rubbing
Wow.
my temples, and I'm like, huh, this is the Honolulu patch. It's kind of crazy. Like,
I'm guessing
it's
they just
wild.
did Sparrow for the yin. People are complaining about yin, so maybe they buffed
Yeah.
Sparrow to bring her in line. I don't know, but
I don't know either, but really quickly, we got Kalari. She got a little bit of movement speed. Okay. But yes.
Wait. But I only have one sentence to say on that. They refuse to change her damage. They're just trying to adjust it with movement speed. When the problem is that her damage isn't what it should be currently, but they are afraid of assassins deleting people because they do not want assassins to do what they do. Leave, done. Okay.
Next buff before we go. Yeah, keep going.
Sparrow. They buffed her last patch, and then they're buffing her again, which I don't understand. I think she's really good. She's probably not the best, but she is really good. So the right click is getting more damage. It's going to be increasing the cooldown on the right click is getting more damage, so more scaling on that. The E skill, her steroid, they're increasing the mana, but they're also decreasing the cooldown, so you can use it a lot more often. And then the ultimate, they're increasing the duration, but overall they're increasing the power that you get from it. So kind of just overall giving her more power in her kit, which I think she's already good. She's one of the better of the ADCs, but yeah, I'm not really sure why they gave her a buff.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know Sparrows are abusive in lane when they have like a Wraith paired with them, or they have like a damage support, like a Mako or something. Like that poke is just uncontestable. But I don't know. And I was okay with it being like oppressive when they have the damage support with them. Buffing her, I don't know. I like I said, I think it's just because again they just want to make her contest with Yin, but.
Who got no changes because the character is fine. Get good.
Yes. Okay. So that's all the heroes. So we can go into like who we wanted to see nerfed and buffed.
Ooh, okay. You guys go first.
Okay,
Cordy.
I'll go first. Okay. So yeah, the Yin. We talked about the Yin. I think she's just really good. She's the best ranger. Her kit is really good. She has a really good clear. Her right click is meh, but she has a really good clear. She has a good escape, and the ultimate is really huge in team fights. So you would definitely have to like. She's not like oppressive where she is, the top pick, top band kind of thing. She's kind of maybe top picked, but she's not like an Adele who I think really needed to get nerfed. She's been really good for the longest time, and she didn't get nerfed at all, which is really confusing to me. But I mean, it's really just Adele and Crunch, I think, who needed a nerf.
Yeah, like okay. I don't want to say that Crunch needs a nerf. I do think that he does need it. He does need it. Okay, like the character is a little too good right now, but
they buffed him when they shouldn't have buffed him. He was already good. Before they buffed him.
Yeah, he was good, and then they made him great, and that's like the problem. He was already good, and then they were like, but like, have you seen the second Wonder Woman movie, like the DC one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the guy, what's Pascal?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Say his name because I'm not getting clipped again. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Like when he's the villain of the movie, he's like, life is good, but it could be better. Like that is what they did to Crunch. And he was like you're already doing fine, but what if you were doing better? And it's so insane how that change has just like, I already felt like I was a good Crunch. Now if I'm on Crunch, your chances of it's insane. Like the character is so like easy and to combo and follow through, especially with that third out going off. You're able to like keep people knocked up with that uppercut, like the enhanced one.
He's so good,
like strung together almost at this point. It's super good. And I do think that he does need to kind of be touched on a little bit in the future just to make him feel a little bit more fair. Now I'm going to say what I was going to say. Yin doesn't need to be touched. Cordy, you hit it right on the nose. It's just an adjustment period. I do think she's the best carry, but as far as best carries go, she feels fair. She feels fair. Rev, when he was the best, was doing what assassins do. Snatch you with my ult, dead. It's guaranteed. There's no chance unless you maybe blink. And if I have my fourth shot in the chamber, so what? Comparatively, Sparrow, when she was at the top of the hill, when she was the best, she felt unfair because she was a mage. You hit in her fire, you like got that ticking in a team fight, and Gideon was looking from the universe at the damage numbers you were able to drop on people. Drongo, I don't know if I've ever thought he was the best carry in the game at any stint, actually, so I can't speak onto that. However, with this one with Yin, she's overall like pretty solid. She's good. She has mobility, but it is one ability that can be dodged that you're looking out for here. You're not like having the team fight turned on you by like a mage sparrow running rampage. You're not getting dragged into the dungeon, as Wolfie calls it. It is one ability you keep your eye out for, and then you dodge it, and she's just a carry again, in my opinion. So I don't think she needs to be changed at all. And as far as other like upticks and enhanced changes for this patch, you guys know where I stand. I just want to see assassins be better again. Like make Countess great. I don't know. I don't care. Just pick one and throw a dart.
Maybe we'll get that calling where assassins, and that'd be really good to shake up the meta, right? Because we've had warriors and tanks for so long now. So that'd be good to shake up the meta to where like assassins are really good now. Deal with it.
Yeah, like exactly. Just deal with it. I want to like hear them in a patch in the notes say characters bad. They should delete. Deal with it. Like it's just what they do. Just let it happen.
Disclaimer. You want assassins great? Don't bring him to Soul Lane. I'll make you feel like you're a little worm. You won't do it. Okay, I will counter build everything against you. All right? You can make assassins great. Make them great in the jungle. Don't bring them everywhere. I don't want to see a counter support and wiping my team.
To make them good, right? We really need to just buff the damage that they do to the jungle camps.
Yeah, for mage ones. Yeah. Like, and I know we've talked about like missing like greenstone and destroyer stone and all those like previously, but one of the reasons I miss it is because it made mage junglers a little bit more playable if you leveled up first, because it gave you additional damage on your abilities to clear camps. It's like early it was still horrible. Levels 1 through 3, you're like praying, you're on your knees, you're looking up to the Lord like, please don't invade me. As said in the great book, I shall take thy 3 camp, get level 3, and then sap all of the XP from my mid laner so that I may protect myself. Amen. And like, it wasn't a great experience, but when you got level 4 or 5, you're like clearing camps with 2 abilities, which you need to do because you need to apply pressure. Shinbi isn't like stealing objectives and like just like bursting down spirit. What's it called? Countess isn't going to like go over the guardling and just suplex his health bar out of existence. You are built to apply lane pressure and get picks. Period. Yeah. And I kind of want to go back to seeing that for the characters. And I do agree 100% with you, Courtney. The first step is making them jungling not be a miserable experience, or give them a better way to scale.
Yeah.
Any buffs or nerfs for you, Wolfie, that you wanted to see?
Buffs. So I'm trying to think of, I don't know. See, like I could be in the minority. I really think that if you just nerf demo, the game would be in a really balanced state. Yeah, you're trying to bring on hit back. Okay, be very careful with that, because that was probably the worst meta I've seen this game in. Where like mages were critting me for 600, and I had no way to stop that. Like there's no magical defense I could do.
I think it's bad.
I know. I was watching the game before the podcast.
On it is probably rolling.
Oh my god! So
it felt like I was playing
today. I couldn't do it.
It felt like I was playing like a magical crit. I was hitting people for like around like crit numbers with like 3 items without even rampaging.
Yeah.
Without rampaging?
Yeah, without rampaging. It felt like I was critting squishies.
No Toto crits are insane. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Cordy, send me the build. That's getting tested immediately.
Yeah. So we'll get into item balance changes. So Mitre of High Priest, Mitre or Mitre? How do you guys say that?
I think it's Mitre.
Mitre?
I don't play sport. Is that the black glove hand thing?
No.
It's the crown, right? That's the crown. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see supports building it, so I guess it needs a buff, right?
Yeah, I feel like it is a good support item. They increase the overall health. They increase it by 100 and then increase in the gold. So they get a little bit cheaper for supports, which is really good, man. Supports need love. Like they take so long to get items online. But you don't want to make them too strong because then everyone else is going to build them, you know? So buff to Mitre.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like the change for it. Giving a little bit more, especially since your scaling is going to be slow. Is Mitre normally built first? It's like a second item, right? Like a second, third item?
If you're not, so from what I'm understanding, if you're not like a support that can apply, like, Miru can apply the ability to you, Narbash can heal you, Mako can heal you, so they can apply those like Witch's Shoe, or not Witch's Shoe, they can apply the broken watch, they can apply the other shoe, Victoria's Footstep, they can apply those items. this is mainly for like they said in the devs comments, like Decker and Steel. Well, Decker Steel's more of like a solo laner, but for like Decker, she can't apply her allies with any kind of skill. So this is really good just for those kind of characters. And maybe we don't see a lot is because Decker's not really played a lot.
Yeah, they hit her hard before. Yeah, I don't see many supports building. I always see supports rush Broken Watch.
Yeah.
Then there's that other one that heals you for a little bit. I don't know the names of it. I'm sorry. But I never really saw Crown Rush. So I know it's in the recommended. It's like the first thing recommended in a lot of supports, but I see people skip right past it, go right to Broken Watch.
Yeah, because those characters can definitely apply. Like it's really support items. The only person I think that is in a support role who doesn't apply is probably going to be like Decker.
Yeah.
The other characters can apply. Maybe even Richter too, if you want to go like a Richter support.
All right. What else?
That's
Sweet Life, right?
Next up is Mana Black Hole.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty good buff, man. It decreases the stats are really good, but they also decrease the magical damage by 15. Now it's decreasing it by 20%. So it's a pretty good buff there for Mana Black Hole.
What do you guys think? Do you guys build it for? Do you build Mana Black Hole on your tanks or your beefy boys or no?
If mages are a problem, yeah. The stats are pretty good.
Yeah, like the stats plus the passive, especially now, minus 20% is like big. Like especially like into burst characters. I mean, my thoughts are like competitively, the characters that this could potentially be like really good against, you're not seeing as frequently, and physical has just been so much better for so long that it feels like some of these magical defense items can get left behind, but I feel like they definitely do have their place. Like if I'm going against a Kwong who's going insane, I might pick this item up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like especially with like the magical power that he's normally bringing. I mean, I asked Veteran, yeah, you're put on the spot, like for a build, and I'm like, this is a mage build. It was like Mutant Poe, Cultist, Toto, and I'm like,
oh, Kwong?
Christ. Yeah, on Kwong.
That's like a mage build.
Yeah, and he's like, it frags, and you can look at Conte's build, and it's kind of similar, and you're like, oh, you're an assassin. No, need Mana Black Hole. Like you kind of need it for those picks, but the thing is, I don't think you need this item super frequently. Overall, I think it's a good change. A little bit more tank never hurt anybody except all of the mage assassins.
That's true.
But yeah, it's really just like if magical's a problem, then this could be a really good issue or a really good pick. It's 50 magical defense, 300 health, 10 CDR, now reducing magical power by 20%. It's a really good, just like, if there's a lot of magical and they're a big threat, slot this in and you'll be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet Life, it is a lot of text, but it's just, they're lowering the 2% max health and 2% max mana every 5 seconds. So they reduce the eternal cooldown. So it's going to be proccing more pretty much. So just a little buff there. That one I really don't see a lot of.
Yeah. It was something we saw a lot of for like what month?
Yeah.
And then it just fell off the map after some of the changes. I don't know if this is enough to bring it back, but I do think it is going to see a lot more consideration in the build order for people, especially since Brightstone's been prevalent again.
That's true. I've been seeing some people run Brightstone that should not have it. And I'm just like, you're either playing very safe because you're just trying to get to the end game, or you are very passive. Like, I don't know. My play style is very aggressive, so it's usually what gets me killed. But when I see people running Brightstone, I'm like, all right, I know how to fight this guy. Just get my CS and rotate, and this guy's just going to sit under tower while he recovers his mana and his health because he hit a big minion. I don't know, man.
So, those were like support and defense items. Sorry, do you have something else, Ego?
Oh, no. I was just looking at mathematicians.
Yeah, so these next ones are going to be mainly mage focused. So mathematicians next, they reduce the time. So mathematicians, whenever you use an ability, you get a stack, and at 2 stacks, you have a successful skill at 2 stacks does a bonus damage. Before it was 40%, now it's 50%, so 10% more. But also you're getting more health back. It was recover the hero's health, 30% of magical power. Now it's 50%, so you're getting more health or power back, or more damage on the ability, and then you get more health back. And they decrease the gold, so now it's 3,000 rather than 3250. I think it's a pretty good buff. I don't really build it a lot because there's other items you need, but I do like that whenever like last late game item, if you need something, this could be a pick now.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys build it on your mages or no? I mean,
Very
I know
rarely.
you said no, but
I
what about you?
didn't, but with the drop of the price, like pricing and stuff is very important. I feel like for mate scaling,
Yeah.
because there's such a thing of like just falling behind on your power curve. Like if someone pulls up to a team fight, you drop your rock and it's not doing anything, you are now irrelevant to us in these team fights because you're not threatening that backline at all, or your burst potentiality on the assassin, which you'll likely not see, is like not where it should be. So with this getting cheaper as well as the stats on it getting better, not the stats, but the passive on it getting better, not even just like across the percentages, but also the cooldown going from that 3 to 2 seconds. I've been brewing. I've been thinking about if I want to see this item, and I do think we will see it at least a little bit more. I do think with the changes, as before it was a dead item, it is now going to be in consideration a lot more frequently.
Yeah, 50% extra power, like on a really strong ability. Like I don't know, think of an ult from Grim, I guess. You know, Grim or like one of his 2 abilities hit really hard. So adding 50% more power late game, it could be pretty nuts.
All right.
Next one up is Gloves of Jealousy. This one, they're
On
low.
hit.
On hit.
What? Wait, what?
On hit.
On hits?
On hit.
Yeah, on hit
is returned.
On hit builds, man.
One of the first returners of it. Gloves of Jealousy.
I was already building this already, and we did see like late game. This is nuts. Early game, 75% of your overall magical power. Whenever you do a basic attack, you get 75% of your overall magical power as just extra damage. Late game, this was like nuts. If you're playing, what's her name?
Bellica? I know a lot of Bellicas.
Yeah, we'll say Bellica. So Bellica's Q ability, the knockup, doesn't do that. The scaling isn't that great. This would actually late game would be more damage than your Q. So you get a knockup, you auto attack, do more damage, and you right click and you ult somebody and they're dead. Now it's like 1.5 seconds. They lowered the internal cooldown to 1.5 seconds. So if you could do it correctly, you can knock somebody up. If you can use your abilities and synchronize it with your ults or with your autos, you can knock somebody up, auto somebody, wait just a little bit, do another ability, auto, wait just a little bit, and then auto or ult. In Bellica's case, ult. You will do a lot of damage with this, and then they also increase the power by 5. I was already building this, so I'm kind of surprised they buffed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gloves of Jealousy kind of is what brings the on-hit build in line, right? Like it's almost like a pseudo 5th ability on that damage, especially endgame, right? So I don't know. I like the on-hit build. I thought Gloves of Jealousy was just only potent because of the on-hit build with Margaret Stone and Embodiment and that stuff. But then they nerfed it, so I didn't see many gloves. If I did see gloves, it wasn't, maybe the person was just building it for the power. They thought it was useful, but they weren't it wasn't like a main proponent of their build, like not building around it.
I think so. Like while we like do make jokes about like this possibly being a proprietor of on hit builds, one thing I do want to just like all realness is the fact that this does help bump up the burst potentiality on some mages like Bellica, like you said, Cordy. Like on hit. The problem with on hit is kind of like the consistency that like Margot Stone is like providing, right? Especially with some of these like mana adjustments on some of the items we're about to get to. Like the consistency versus the cost was a little bit off. It might be swinging back to that more. This item, in all realness, is just bringing in a surplus of burst damage, especially if you know how to play the timing for it here. Like you said, knock up, auto you, ow, that did 600, bomb you, I might be dead. And if I'm not auto, I definitely am. So, one thing I would want to say is like it scales so incredibly well into the late game, like you said. So this is one of those things that I'm expecting to see a little bit built more commonly on characters like Bellica, on characters who can spread out their damage a little bit, like even possibly what's the name? Like a Gideon isn't going to be able to get as much profit from this as I would think like a Faye is going to be able to, right? Like he can hit with that Forest Will and then catching an auto immediately afterwards, waiting a second and throwing a proc down of that circular ability and then getting another one to follow up afterwards on that. I think overall it's going to just be good in like some degrees of like burst potentiality for characters. And this is something that we could possibly see become a staple of like someone like Faye, of someone like Bellica going forward. So I don't know. I'm excited to see where this item goes, unless it goes too far. It's kind of my take on it.
So actually, I took a screenshot. I was going through like videos of me playing Bellic, and I had Gloves of Jealousy before like this buff. But so late game, I one shotted Rev. I knocked him up, auto right click, ult, and he was just dead. But on the auto attack, it did 585 damage just for the base attack with Gloves of Jealousy late game. The knockup, my knockup did 312. The Bellica knockup did 312, and then the right click or the auto attack did 585. So it's just like that, and like the ult, he was just gone. He was dead. But,
turn that man into a memory.
Late game is nuts, and then with it going down to 1.5 seconds, I feel like if you can use it correctly, it could be fun. Just early burst damage.
I'm telling you, when they do, we spoke about it last week. If they ever do make a magical ADC, like a proper one, like Oleron, it will complement them very well. So it's the potential behind it is fun to see, but I don't know. Like again, we keep saying we don't want it to go too far because I genuinely think that on-hit meta was terrible. There's nothing.
I really feel like we might be getting back to it. That's all I played today, and it was like, whoa. So the next one that kind of leads into that, the auto attack mage builds, is the Echidna's trick. So they lowered the power by 5, but they increased the mana by 400.
That mana buff is so
dude,
insane.
You need it with Market Stone because you're building that for Market Stone typically, right? Like it needed it. And honestly, when you I don't know if you guys know about the Smite mana build. There's Smite. There's some magical items that just give you a lot of mana, and then there's one item that converts it all to power, similar to Echidna's.
Yeah.
Now the power is probably there. I don't know. Like when I built the full item of Echidna's thing or whatever it is, I only got like an extra 200 damage on my stuff, on my abilities. It was nice, but it wasn't anything crazy. But now, maybe it's 300, 400. I don't know.
400 more mana, yeah, and then 400 more mana, and then so like when I did some testing like early this morning to the patch, like a traditional full build, you're missing some passives. The traditional full build, the mana build that I was going overall just had more power, like overall. So you got more power going like the Echidnas, the Market Stone, and I even have Player's ID in there as well, but it's optional. I think overall just the power was greater than a traditional mage build.
Really?
Yeah, 400 more mana, man. That's a lot.
Definitely a big change. Definitely a big change.
And then the next one was Player's ID, so you're getting more power, a little bit more power. You're getting 100 more mana.
Your shield is better.
Yeah, you get a bigger shield. So this is what I've been running on Iggy. This is what I've been running on Iggy, is like the auto attack with mana. You can do a lot more damage. The auto attacks hit hard, and if you do get in that, like if you get really in a bad position, that shield can kind of save you with no mobility on Iggy. But I think we might be getting there, man. I think that might be it.
The shield breaker, that's what the shield breaker items are for, right? It's for Flair's ID and Muriel.
Huge.
They're like, enjoy these shields before we break them soon.
Did we touch on all the buffs?
Witch's Vial is the next item buff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Witch's Vial.
What do you guys think of that?
Which, I mean, well, item adjustment, they did take away some of the attack speed and replaced it with nullification. But I think overall, it can kind of be considered a change, despite the price does go up a little bit. So, kind of like a here nor there.
It's like a fair trade, right? You lose a little bit of attack speed, you get a little bit more nullification. I'm okay with that. It's not like it's so flat out.
For 200 gold, though.
Yeah. For me, I really don't think they needed to buff this item at all. It's the attack speed late game doesn't matter, right? You have other items that get you into that threshold, so the attack speed doesn't really matter. That 5% nullification, this is a buff. Also, a 200 more gold for that 5%. I don't know. It seems like they want, late game to tanks not to be as tanky with this.
Good. They're preparing for the Sever Rocks.
Yeah, we'll see. Chainsaw probably still gonna be picked up a lot. This could be like maybe a second nullification build. We'll see.
Yeah.
This next one, I'm actually kind of intrigued to get y'all's opinions on.
Long wrong.
I feel like we're not seeing this anymore. It could be my opinion. I don't think we're going to see this anymore, and I'll have my reasons why. But what do you guys think about this fruit degree change?
Okay, so double checking here. So it still gives you pin, dropping it from 15 to 12. It now gives you more defense. And now, despite the base stats not giving you magical penetration of 15, they reduced that to 0 and replaced it with 20 magical power, and also reduced the magical defense. But they did compensate it with an additional 50 HP. I don't think you should ever see a Kwong without this item on, and I do think Fruit of Greed will still see some degree of play. Might actually get picked up a little bit more by mages in the mid lane, possibly a little bit earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
You think this is a big change, Wolfie? You think we'll see this more often? Or
I don't know. I mean, like, part of the reason I think we're in a bit of a tank meta is because tanks can do damage. So giving them a tank item that gives them more damage is not really, I don't know,
and more protections.
Yeah, like you don't. I feel like if you want it to be a tank meta, then fine, you're in the right way. But I do think you, in all of the things to go for balance, just leave the pen if you want, but take like. It's so weird to me because some items, some MOBAs, you either get health and power or you get health and defense, right? So like you have Grux going health and power with Spirit's Fang and attack speed, right? That's mainly health and power. That's why you're building that item. When you're going Fruit of Greed, you're getting health, power, pen, and then I think you get cooldown too, right?
Yeah, it's insane.
So like you're giving everything to one to a tank. There's got to be trade-offs, right? So either give him health and power or give him health and defense. Not all three. So I don't think it was needed, to be honest with you. I think if you nerf Fruit of Greed and Mutant Poe, well, I mean, honestly, Mutant Poe is probably a big one too, but you probably won't see them tanks as doing as much damage, right? Like a Sevron, I know Ego didn't have experience with it, but Sevron running at you with Mutant Poe and Fruit of Greed does substantial damage. Like it's pretty nutty. So maybe take some of the power off the tank items. But like as far as like someone like Countess, good for her, right? Like for me personally, when I play Countess in mid lane, because I like playing the mid lane characters a lot, so I'll usually play her or Morgesh. I use it because I need to stay in the lane and not feed the lane, so I get the defense, right? And it does its job. I get through the laning phase. My spike is delayed, especially with Countess, but I made it to 15 minutes without being 0-6. So as far as like Countess and Morgesh, building it against like some of those heavily ranged mages, it's good for them. But I don't know, it's mainly used for like the Kwongs, the Sevrogs, And
that's my thing too, is like it's mainly, tanks are building this a lot. So comparing like the stats, flat pin against a backliner is way more impactful than getting 20 more power. 30 flat pin on one character is pretty massive versus getting like 12 flat pin and 20 power. 20 power doesn't really scale that well with tanks, right? They're scaling on their abilities. Their base stats are probably high, but their scaling is not that high. So getting like more magical power isn't really that impactful versus like just reducing somebody's protections. That's more impactful. You're getting more into that threshold of like being like true damage where they have no tanky stats.
I agree with you on that one. Actually, when you explain it that way, I do agree. So like
diving somebody in, because in the base stats, magical base stats on backliners, the max that it could, well, I wouldn't say max, I don't know all the stats, but it'll be anywhere from like 50 to 60, like late game. So getting this like item early on, diving a backliner, you're essentially getting to that true damage status where the base stats and the scaling are impactful. But now that you have magical power on it and they're still getting those protections, I don't really see it being that impactful anymore. But we'll see. It is a really good hybrid item. There's a lot of stats on here, so we'll see if it's picked up.
All right.
I'm gonna be honest, boys. I charged my like headlight here beforehand, and I know I did. I think the battery on my circle light just like actually like crapped. I think it died. Oh well.
Well. We're pretty much done.
Put a white background on. I have to say something about the bug fixes. For any people that run this game on a toaster, you can play Wukong now. The frame drops are gone.
Oh, they fixed it?
They fixed it. You can play Wukong now, so maybe we see a little bit more Wukongs. I know Cordy and Ego, you guys,
it's like the worst, man. It is the worst.
Why are you like this?
Because, dude, you can't expect me to be taking Purge and Recovery on Sevrog into the Soul Lane, being a humble little Grim Reaper right over there, not bringing Demo, not bringing Pain, not to dabble in some of the Karen toxicity of Wukong, of backdooring people, right? Like, I gotta have my own little fix, right? Maybe it's not Pain and Demo, but it's Wukong,
That was a little conversation that we had in the Jon Snow stream. But the next item, really quick, Malodorous Spray, it's reducing the percent nullification and decreasing the flat pin. I think still pretty decent item. And then, what do you guys think about that one? Any quick thoughts?
I don't know. I kind of liked it. I kind of wished it would have sticked a little bit. But I'm in favor, characters being able to do damage, efficiently. But overall, I do not think it is by any means like a back-breaking change, especially since we have access to other defense nullification fixes, especially considering I think here, Dakima, despite it still being expensive, is still overall in a really good spot. So as far as like pieces go for trying to get through some of the defense people have built, this change is like, sure, I don't think it's like breaking the camel's back.
Yeah. And then before we get to the bug fixes, the last thing that they have here is, which I don't know why. I mean, I understand why they did it, but we can no longer chat at the end results screen.
Oh,
we can no longer say GG. We can no longer say, Dift or whatever.
I can't hit him with the stay overpowered. I can't hit him with it anymore. I can't hit him with the I went 14-0 and I feel like a god and I just drop stay overpowered and disappear. And just go away. Because that is something I've definitely done. Oh my god. But I think it's overall probably better for the community. If you want to talk to somebody, send them a friend request and you guys, did really well together, they'll probably accept it.
I mean, for me, as far as I know, like, now they can't be me in chat or in the text chat. They have to come into my stream to do it, so I get to ban them. So that's nice.
That was actually that was a small little dub that happened to me. They like, I couldn't say it in the chat, but GG's.
Yeah,
So, like,
I had people pop in my chat and they said, hey, my decker on my team, which was the enemy team, he's like, my decker on my team absolutely hates your what's it called? I think I was Rampage or something. I don't know who I was, but they're like, my decker hates you. And I was just like, really? I didn't see it. He didn't say anything in the end of the game. And I was just like, it's kind of funny, like, to get those messages where, hey, I don't hate you, but this ADC sure as shit does. And
yeah, right. Just deep in the soul.
So I don't know. I'm indifferent about it because I did like saying GG. I also liked giving like tidbits. Like some people, some very few instances, people will say, "Hey, dude, it was fun fighting you in Soul Lane. It was a fun fight. It was a great match." And then I'll slide in there. And I'll be like, "Buy Fruit of Greed first, not third." Yeah. And then that will hopefully it shatters the reality. I hope so, but it depends. I can't do that now.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely implemented to prevent like toxicity, right? They get people like talking shit to your allies or the enemy team. But it was like personally, it was kind of cool just to. I would get a lot of I really like the vids, keep up the good work or something like that. So it was really cool just interacting that way. But,
you got that?
Yeah.
I'll show you a stream. Where's your personal stream?
Yeah. Where's the stream? Where's the YouTube?
I don't want to pressure him. I don't want to pressure him.
It's gonna happen after. I'm gonna try to start it by like Monday or Tuesday of next week after the tournament.
Wow.
I'm gonna try, but the thing is, I'm not gonna tell anybody because listen. I know you guys will raid me, possibly, maybe. I hope you guys do. Please love me.
Dude, like the community will be there for you. We don't even need to be.
I'm gonna ghost drop, dude. I literally within the next week, I'm gonna ghost drop my personal stream, and it is just going to be me streaming underneath the name of like either Ego Alternate or Alternate Ego or something like that. And I'm just gonna be there, and I'm gonna see how many people like see my name and click. Is the plan? I'm gonna see how many people see my name and click.
Cordy, according to stream, I look like I'm sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis. What's going on? I just
saw, bro. That's insane, bro. He's asleep.
I missed
frozen.
it.
I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter.
Oh, bro. That's amazing.
That's
That's
right.
amazing.
And then the
Wait,
bug fixes. So what? Wukong and no more frame drops.
Wukong was nice. Everything else was it was okay. It's small stuff really, but the Wukong fix was nice. That's like a big thing I've been waiting for. But a lot of people complain about that for sure.
Okay. So we're done with the patch. Done with the patch notes. Any hot takes?
Nah, man, I'm pretty in line for this one. I'm just too consistent in my same old stuff.
Oh, I got a list for you.
Stop hating on assassins.
Don't buff Sparrow anymore. Leave her alone. She didn't need
Is
it.
that a hot take?
Oh,
I don't know if that's hot take. I don't think that's hot take. I think everyone is like, guys, we just got to nerf you the carry. Stop buffing.
I'll give a
Let
hot
them
take.
sit in it.
I'll give a hot take. The on-hit mages are better now. That's gonna be the dominant build. That's my little hot take.
Oh,
I gotta find a build then.
I wouldn't be mad to see on hit mages back. Not gonna be wrong.
I am. You want me to tank an ADC that hits me for 900 and then get hit by a 600 basic attack from a little fairy? No way, dude.
Listen, dude, I can't see it on your face, bro. You're asleep here. So, like, as we... But no, like, overall, I think that'll be fine. I think that, on hit, it's kind of annoying sometimes, but when you learn to play into it, you can play around it to some degree, but the general damage is going to go up in favor of them, and that means they kind of become your prio picks. You previously you had to prio pick like Yin, you had to prio pick Drongo, you had to prio pick it sometimes like the jungler, depending on the team fight and the match setting. But now you're going to have to prio pick that Gideon, you're going to have to prio pick that Mullica, even over like the likes of Muriel or maybe a Narbash, just because that damage translation is going to be so much higher.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a part of the game. It's a part of the evolution. It's a part of the MOBA. And I think that over the course of like a couple weeks, people will just learn to do it.
I guess it's just a skill issue. Anything else we got to touch on, sir?
No, that is it. That is the whole patch, man. We'll get more
baby.
next week. We'll see how Wolfie's doing with the Iggy's and solo.
Check in with me every day, please. Thank you.
We'll check in with the Iggy solos and the major DCs.
Please. Oh man.
Make sure I'm still okay.
We got any plugs apart from the tourney?
My life is so overpowered. Please come. I'm so.
Yeah.
I'm
Everyone
so
be
scared.
there on Saturday or you're banned. I'll check. I got a roster and a guest list.
Yeah, tourney on the 18th. What was the time frame again?
It's going to be starting at 11 EST.
11 Eastern, so 10 Central.
Yes, sir.
10
Yes,
Central,
sir.
11 Eastern. It's going to be a full day event on the 18th. Definitely go check out. It's gonna be $1,000 prize pool and then some
$1,000 prize pool, 1,500 Kima. We're also once again going to be making a return to Kima trivia. So if you guys are looking to maybe get that new skin, guys, come through. We're gonna be doing trivia. I will say we are going to throw in a couple questions that are trivia about the casters.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That'll be a little fun. Like the real OPL fans, just be like, it'll be sick. It'll be sick. Yeah. We're also doing predictions in the overpowered. We always do predictions on tournaments on who is going to win. So it comes to who do you think is going to win? The second part is what game out of 5 do you think they win it in? And what do you think the KD is in that game? And we always put up 100 Kima bounty on who gets closest to that. So that is going to be a thing that we are going to once again be doing for this game on Saturday. So if you're not a part of our Discord, maybe come hang out.
Yep. Saturday. 10 Central. 11 Eastern.
Yes, sir.
What do you got? What do you got, Wolfie? Anything going on this week?
Come find me at twitch.tv, send help. I'm gonna be crying over there, but same old stuff with me. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, those are the days I stream. Same stuff for me. I got a YouTube. I do have to edit some YouTube videos. We got another funny video today from Vet and Ego, so I have to credit them again.
So yeah, you did that last time, right?
No, I have to. What I want to do, I want to get better at the what's it called? Crediting people. I want to be like, hey, in this game, I was with Cordy and Ego. Twitch plug, right? Or something like that. I feel like it's disrespectful to just be like, hey, I needed you for a YouTube video and I got it.
Oh, I got you.
So I got to get better at the crediting. So I do have to make like a little, I'm going to have some ideas and make it like a little intro and be like, hey, I was with this person and this person while I was making a video. Go give them love. Here's the video. And then it'll be like a quick cut of me dying or something. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, sounds cool.
You do that thing a lot.
Yes, I do. I don't have a Mako to save me on my first game at Sevarog, so.
Characters terrible, but I think that's the podcast, right, boys?
Yeah, that is it, man.
For the YouTube peoples.
What about you, Corey? You got any plugs? What about you?
Just streaming
I'm
Thursday
the
through Sunday.
rudest
The website. The
fucking
website's
co-host
coming.
ever.
It is.
Website.
We got an ETA on the website.
It is like it is pretty much almost done. It's getting to the point now. Like, when do I want to launch it for? It's only gonna be for mobile though. That's the only downfall.
Alright.
Oh no,
That's a
sorry,
good
not
start.
mobile, not mobile. Sorry, browser.
Desktop.
Yeah, desktop. Mobile
Yeah,
is the tricky part. So I don't know when that's coming out, but for desktop, it'll be kind of getting close to like whenever I want to drop it.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then
That's it for the pod, right?
streaming Thursday through Sundays.
Ooh.
But yeah, all right, dudes. Everyone, take care. We'll catch you next week for the podcast.
I would wave goodbye, but apparently I'm asleep paralysis.
Yeah, bro,
demon.
he's asleep, bro.
I don't know what's going on.
Wait, Cody. We gotta pretend like we're asleep. We gotta pretend like we're sleeping. That's like the beginning clip, is we're just all unconscious on camera.
Thanks for like, subscribe, and fuck off. Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. Dude.